Hi, it's me again, Teacher Jen. For today's video, we will be learning about the two ways of sentence construction. A sentence construction can vary according to the relationship of the subject and the verb. The voice of the verb tells us the relationship between the subject and the verb. Does the subject do the action or receive the action? There are two voices of the verb that will help us in constructing our sentences. So let's talk about first the construction of sentence using the active voice. An active voice occurs when the subject of the sentence is the doer of the action. That means to say that our subject is the one who is doing the action. While in passive voice construction, the subject of the sentence is not the doer of the action. Instead, it is the one who receives the action. Now, let us take a look at this example. The dog bites the bone. Let us examine whether it is an active voice construction or a passive voice construction. Remember that in the active voice, the subject is the doer of the action, while in the passive voice, the subject is the receiver of the action. Now, let us answer the question, who is the doer of the action? Correct! The dog is the doer of the action. Therefore, this is an active voice construction. Alright, so since it is an active voice construction, how are we going to convert this sentence into a passive voice? First, we have to identify the subject in the sentence. Next, identify the verb and the object in the sentence. Next, after identifying the verb, identify the tense of the verb. Is it past, present, or future tense? Then, you also have to identify the number of our subject. Is it plural or singular? Now, going back to this example, the dog bites the bone. Which is our subject? Correct. The dog is our subject. Which is our verb? Correct. Bites is our verb. What tense is our verb? Correct. Our verb bites is in simple present tense. Which is our object? Correct. Bone is our object. Now that we have identified the subject, the verb, and the object, the next thing that we do is to transform the verb into verb phrase. In order to do that, we have to ask the help of the auxiliary verb. Remember that the tense of our verb is in the simple present tense. So therefore, the auxiliary verb that we have to use is also in simple present tense. And since that our subject is singular, that means to say we have to use the is auxiliary verb. And with all those, you are now ready to transform your active voice into passive voice construction. So your new sentence will look like this in a passive voice construction. The bone is bitten by the dog. As you can notice, that our subject and object just switch places. The subject, which is the dog, now becomes the object of the sentence. The same thing happens with our object in the sentence that now becomes the subject in our passive voice. Also, notice how our verb transformed into a verb phrase with the help of auxiliary verb is. I hope that you have learned something today. Bye!